So a question to the panelists, and also guys, if anyone here have a good example of things that really worked, it's important, please feel free to share. Is anyone here had a success in harnessing the power of other employees in the company to actually do something with the content marketing operation of the company? Usually it doesn't work, that's why they hire us, just saying.
So yes, so what I do is I gave up on letting them write their own content. So what we're now doing is I'm interviewing them, and either me or somebody that's a kind of marketing person from the team writes the post for them. Then they go over it, they edit it, and we post it under their name, which is still better, than just me writing all of the content. And we don't just do it for people in the company; we do it for people outside of the company, our users, our ambassadors, whoever they are. If they're in our community, they need to have something to do with our content. And there are people in the room that can testify for that.
Well, for us, again, it's a struggle to get other people to create content for you. The most I think we've been able to get is, when we had like user groups, we got some of the salespeople to actually take notes, and we made that into the 5 habits of the highly effective security people. So stuff like that. Other than that, I think a good idea is, we now created this creative think tank, and we invited everyone in the company. Unfortunately, there's pretty much 50% of the company now wants to join in. So
it's like a platoon, a creative platoon, not a tank.
Yeah, well, so and the good thing about it is that you get really, ideas that you never thought of from developers, from finance, from whoever it may be. People like being creative, and we encourage them to do that. We'll do the writing for them, but it's the ideas that I think are probably the most important ones.
We're using Scripted. We love Scripted. We love a lot of these platforms. We're constantly testing out different models for content creation. It's like the connection between the meeting point between geekiness and productivity. So we're trying a lot of this stuff. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. But I think that at least from our experience, if you want to create a content machine, you just do a lot of different things. But the key, it all starts with measurement. Sorry, the things that we do in a content machine. Sure. So first of all, when you build a content machine, and I think most of us are doing the same thing. First of all, we start with setting up the measurement system, because the approach is you never know what's going to work before you put it out. Sometimes you think, yeah, this is going to be a blockbuster, and then nobody does click on it. Okay. In some cases, the most boring post becomes a star. So first of all, the most important part is, first of all, we start with setting up a very detailed and sophisticated measurement system. We do a lot of integration work between different elements, between a blog, a website, a marketing automation platform, a content distribution platform like Octopost or Hootsuite, a tool like BrightInfo, or other tools that help you to get more clicks on your content when people already are there. Third-party advertisement solutions. We just connect everything together and make sure that we have one dashboard that we can measure the effectiveness of each and every experiment that we do. And then we start to do, we have the basic set of creating original content, interviews, taking content and repurposing it, like white paper, creating 8 posts out of a white paper and stuff like that. Created curated content posts, curated content, finding good content out there. And just writing those industry news posts and stuff like that. Doing cool stuff like what Asaf said, like experiments which just out of the box completely, and who knows if it's going to work or not. Video with lead generation forms in the video itself. We're using Wistia for that. And we're going to move to Vidyard, which is another solution that does the same thing.
Another one to recommend.
Which one?
Harrow. For the post that you can take a day and a half to write, because like we do help a reporter out. Does anybody know Help a Reporter Out? Yeah. Okay, so cool. Look it up, Help a Reporter Out. And what it does 2 things. It's on the one hand, there's blogs and newspapers, and on the other hand, there are people who want to promote, and most of us are both. So you get at least one daily email saying, someone from the Wall Street Journal is looking to write about SEO. If you're an SEO expert, this is their question, give your pitch. So on the one hand, you can promote yourself by answering on matters that are your expertise. And if your pitch gets picked, then it's just, free promotion, and most of them will happily put a UTM link for you. And the other thing is I just use it if I have like, I wanted to create pitfalls, project management pitfalls no one tells you about. So I just posted it on Haro. I got a lot of answers. I read like 30 other posts like that, and I only chose the answers with pitfalls that no one else, I didn't see anywhere else. And I just created this compilation. So that doesn't take like a day and a half. That takes a bit less time. That might take like 3/4 of a day.
I have just a note, again, in terms of the experimentation. I think it's critical, as everybody mentioned here. Initially, when we
besides Daniel, by the way.
Besides Daniel, that's right.
Just saying.
But he's gone.
But he's gone.
So when
we're gonna edit him
when
out.
we ventured out on creating a content machine, my dream was we're going to be the New York Times of security, and it was all about quantity. Let's just get as much content created as possible. Let's just cover everything going on, and there's plenty going on in the security industry, as you well know, and that didn't work for us. Okay, so. So, we created a blog post a day, but nothing, we got 200 views, 300 views, nothing too interesting. And then, we said, okay, let's continue with the experimentation. And we chose to go for a lot less, blog posts, but high quality, added value, original content. Okay, so it took more time to create that content and to think about the ideas for the content, but the results were dramatic. Okay, so instead of 200 people reading it, we now have 6,000 people reading each blog post. People share, original content a lot more, and also in terms of the the analytics, again, don't use conventions. You can use them, just to get started, but make sure you do your own analysis. We found that best blog posting day for us is Thursday. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. 1,500 words to 2,000 words, as opposed to the 400 sort of convention, is what gets the most shares, the most views. So again, experiment, do as much testing as possible. That's the only way you're going to know what's working for you.
Just about this point, which is very, very important. While again, it goes back to the point of the type of business that you have. Okay, there are cases when we're talking again about long sales cycles, complex products. There are cases that having 300 views on a blog post is freaking awesome, because when you're selling a product that is a numbers game, it's one thing. Then you need to have a content strategy that fits a numbers game. When you're selling high value, high quality products, long sales processes, online supporting additional marketing channels, that's a whole different game. Okay, and there, for example, we less care about amount of views. We more care about what was the conversion of people reading these posts. So if a person read this post and afterwards click on a banner and left their detail and downloaded a white paper, it might be that there were only 10 people that read the blog post. But if those 10 people are the right persona for my product, I've done my work. I don't need to do anything else. Okay? So, there are always those 7 habits of highly effective content marketers, blah, 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 in Sunday, right? Posts. And they tend to generalize things in order to simplify a vision for people that read it, and also to do some clickbaiting. But what is very, 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 very important, we didn't touch it enough, I think, in this panel. So it just means I will have to buy you all additional beers for the next event that we'll dive a bit there, deeper to that. But we didn't touch the fact that content marketing is a part of a marketing organization, and it needs to adapt to the needs of the marketing organization. There are cases that the only thing you need is just give me first name, last name, email address, and the inside sales team, for example, will be able to qualify the leads, and I have 15,000 potential borrowers worldwide, and that's it. The content strategy is completely different than I need to attend to developers, which is like a crazy different world. They like Reddit, God knows why. It's a very strange.
And Google Plus.
And Google Plus, yes, these are the guys that actually use Google Plus who don't work for Google. Which is pretty amazing. And when you have products like Forugium, their challenge is completely different. And when you have the Pulse, it's a completely different challenge. This is still a marketing organization. It's a part of a marketing organization. So, keep your eyes on the ball. Don't forget that. And all the tips and directions that you heard here, and hopefully we'll share more later on, has to be in the context of your own business and challenges. Okay, it's very, very important to remember that.
Just another funny anecdote, again, going back to testing. So we actually have 2 people writing content for us. We've got Sharon, who's this really cool Indian dude, Israeli Indian dude. And we've got Sarah, who's this young American girl, and they're both writing content pretty much same level. They're both posting that content on all platforms. Again, for us developers, and security people, so Google Plus actually plays an important role. And we notice, again, as part of the testing, we notice this really weird phenomenon. Okay, whenever Sarah posts something, she gets like hundreds of plus ones, and whenever Sharon posts something, nothing. Okay, so
I really wonder why.
I wonder why.
It's like amazing.
So Sharon ventured out
mystery.
on his own type of experiment, and he actually went to Google Images, found this adult star, a photo, and replaced his own and now he's Sharon. He's not Sharon, and he used that. All of a sudden, he got like twice as many shares as Sarah. So again,
so
it's
the
nothing to do with your content. It's
there are other parameters. So basically, what you're saying is developers are human.
They're human. Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.